Alright guys, gym is looking a little bit empty. One other person here. So I figured when else would be a good time to get a little bit of confidence and start recording these lifts. So literally starting with one other person here. And I think that's how we kind of make our way up. The only reason I really want to record right now, I've been doing 155 for my working sets. Last session, I had my brother in here, so I went up to 175. I did 6 or 7 on my own. He helped me on like the last 1 or 2. But today, threw that on, and I believe I threw that up for 10. Decently comfortable. Like I had maybe 1, I for sure had 1, maybe 2 in reserve. So big jump from last week. And today I did not eat very well. I ate, from the time I woke up to 7:30ish p.m., I had a 160 calorie protein shake and a banana. 110, 120 calories there. I don't know, something like that. And then 7:30 hits, and I had a 10-ounce steak, some mac and cheese, because I had a lot of catching up to do, so mac and cheese is pretty dense, as you might imagine, and then ramen. And then I actually cooked my steak with some oil, just to kind of have fats, a whole lot of protein, a whole lot of carbs all in one meal, kind of catch up a little bit. And so my body hasn't had much time, but it seems to be doing good. So I wanted to record how 185 is going to go. And again, get some practice. So let's go ahead and get this up. All right. Oh. I'll be honest, that was 10 reps, unless I counted wrong, but that was 10 fucking reps. The week before last week, I was doing 155 for 8. 2 weeks go by, throwing 185 up for 10. That's 30 more pounds and 2 more reps. And to be honest, it looked rough at the end, but it didn't feel rough at all. I slowed down. The reason is I feel like my left hand goes up faster. So any chance I get, I try and do a little slower. So right now, when I was getting a little hard, getting a little heavy towards the end, I was intentionally trying to do it slower and keep stuff even. I feel like this one goes higher because I let my shoulder come forward. And I think I even kind of shrugged this shoulder. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm really trying to get that dialed because I don't want to fuck myself up, get injured, or just develop a habit where I'm benching weird or whatever. So it really wasn't bad, but I might record a different movement, but for right now I think that's we'll see. That might be it. I might just see you what the pump is looking like in the bathroom, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, confidence is still a little high, so we're filming some more. Jumping on the flies after some pretty good bench press, and I really want to see this because I'm 90% sure that my pec fly form is pretty bad, so we're gonna see. That's another thing, is looking back at this footage, I noticed a lot of little things that I could try and focus on. So lots of benefits. So it's time to hit my set, click on the PYT and get going. Okay. Might have been a little too confident. Machine says 10. Not sure how confident I am in that number. Couple half reps in there. Felt good. Just give it another minute. See what we can knock out. Oh. You know, that was as good a time as any. Dan Hooker, yesterday night, for lack of better words, might have fucked me. Actually, I can say with 100% certainty, he did. 2 parlays going. Over under, some takedowns, some KOs, some significant strikes, whatnot. He was my safe one. I figured he'd at least get, it was 30, over under 38.5. Needed him to get 31 strikes. I went over. With a guy like Benoit, a lot of pressure, lightweights. Figured they'd go out there and swing a little bit. It really didn't. I mean, 30 strikes. Talking about heavyweights, 30 strikes, significant strikes, I should say. Quite a bit. Lightweights like Dan Hooker, Benoit together. Safe bet, my opinion. And I could say with a lot of confidence, even now, that's a good bet. I can tell you why. Because he got precisely 30 strikes when I needed him to get 31. Cost me something, I think it was 140 on one. And then on the other one, it was a flex play. I had already, another one ended up messing up too, so he didn't really screw me on that one. I made $3 on that one because it was a flex. If he would have got 31, maybe like 18, but the other one, $140. Not a lot, it's not enough. And in fact, he was on track to blow 30 out of the water. And he went for a takedown. Got reversed. Got mounted. Got in a couple arm triangles. And then just got grounded, pounded to shit by stops. That was unfortunate. As for the rest of the card, pretty decent card. Not the best, not the worst. Lopez didn't get it done. People were saying Volk dominated. I wouldn't even say he comfortably won. I would say he, I said, looking back, I said comfortably won. Definitely didn't dominate. He was just comfortable, not dominate. Looking back, I take that back. My friend put this much better. He retained the belt. He didn't lose, more so than he won. My opinion. Big fan of Volk, but he's just very good at playing the game. He's like an MMA player, not a fighter, if that makes sense. Clearly, he's a fighter and he's fucking good at it, but he's more so focused on the playing the game and the rules and the point side of it, and the judges, than the fighting aspect of it. Let's get this in. This is getting too sloppy. Had to restrict myself. I should do a quick drop set and finish up with these. I think I'll move the seat a little bit higher. All right. Starting strong. No. That's enough of that. Too sloppy. So that's front of mind. Diego Lopez and Dan Hooker. It was interesting because I literally had on one of the parlays it started off super good. Let me just get this pulled up. Nobody's waiting on this machine. There's only one other dude in here. So why not? Let's log into the sleeper app. Alright. So, in my opinion, the overall safe bet with one really risky one. I went Rafael Fiziev under 1.5 takedowns, so he couldn't get 2 takedowns. He got 0. Okay. I went Quillen to get under 31.5 strikes, significant strikes. He got 5. Fuck the other dude up. Tai Tuivasa, over 15.5 strikes, 42. So far, I am blowing all these out of the water. Dan Hooker comes along. Like I said, on track to also blow it out of the water. Something like 20, 24 significant strikes first round. Okay, couple more, 2 more rounds, easy. No. He got precisely 6 more. I think he ended first round with 24. I don't know, something like that. Something like 6 more, shoots a takedown, completely throws it away. Anyway. The riskiest one on that one was I had Diego Lopez KO. I mean, 50 minutes to find the shot, it's not that rare, especially when you find the shot against everybody else. I know, Volkanovski, whatever. Now this one, in my opinion, was more risky. Mauricio Ruffy, fighting nerd, although he trained with Volkanovski his last camp. Seems to be some tension there. 1 KO, over. With 0.5 KOs, I went over. I thought he'd get the KO. And I really like Fiziev. This one I was really unsure of. That's why this was my risky one. Over. Gets the KO. Great. Dan Hooker, I included in this one because I thought it'd be safe. Nope. 30 strikes. Needed over 30.5. Now, third pick, Volkanovski, over 1.5 takedowns. You got 2. It was a rough night. I'll be completely honest. It was a rough night. Not even the money, but the money with seeing how the Lopez fight played out. A bit sad. Seeing that Tai Tuivasa lost. A bit sad. So, that's how UFC went. I'll have to look back at the video to see what my like win-loss picks were. But I don't foresee those being all that accurate either. So, we'll have to see. But I'm gonna knock out some incline dumbbell presses, and then we'll call this a lift. So let's go see what those look. All right, I'm gonna record the first set only because it's likely to be the best one. Actually, that's not true. It might look the smoothest, but I won't be going the heaviest on the first one because who knows where my strength's at. I appear to be a little bit stronger today, but it's also my third movement, so I'm not gonna have the same strength I was having a little bit ago. Got the 60s. Another ego check, because I remember when I was 16. Now, form, questionable. Was I really squeezing and using the pecs? Questionable. But I was pushing up the 70s when I was about 145 pounds. I'm 160 and 23 years old now. I'm in the 60s, so. All right. Damn. This might not be included. Let's give it one more. Chest feels strong, but the triceps almost feel like they're non-existent now. Yeah, we're gonna call it there, boys. It feels like every single muscle that isn't supposed to be kicking in is kicking in. I mean the front out. Maybe even a little bit of a rotator cuff and tricep. So let's see what the pump's looking like. Alright guys, I think I might have figured out what happened. I forgot to press play on my music. No. That's not what happened. It did happen, but that's not what the issue was. I think I did something that I used to do, which feels awesome. And I always got a really good pump from it. But I guess this kind of does go to show that I am not well fed right now. Because what I did was after I finished doing 3 or 4 working sets of the 185. No, it was 3, because I did one working set, 175, and then I went up to the 185. Yeah, after I did 3 working sets of that, I was feeling done. But you always feel super strong whenever you shave off like a good bit of weight. So I shaved off the 225s, 50 pounds lighter. Just doing the 135. I was just throwing it up. Did about 20 reps. Felt awesome, especially since I've been feeling so weak. Just felt super light in my hands, absolutely burnt out. But I figured I'd have enough to continue a couple more, at least one more press movement, especially with the fly in between. The chest felt like it had it, but I guess the triceps and whatever else just were done. Because I could get it off, but then once the extension muscles wanted to come in, there was no more there. Anyway, let's see how we're looking. At this point, we're pretty deep into the yap session. So the pump isn't 100%, but we're here. We're having a good time. I'll be honest, right now I'm feeling kind of like a beast. I really hope I don't look back at this footage and I'm like, holy shit, I look small as hell. Happens every time. Oh my god. I don't know if you saw, but my shoulder was going crazy. It just felt like everything was. Alright. Let's get this higher. Still, I feel like I'm seeing changes in the mirror still, but the weight's not moving at all. So I don't know if I'm tricking myself and thinking that I am seeing changes in the mirror, or if I'm tricking myself because the scale's staying the same, so I'm second guessing that I am. If I am seeing changes in the mirror, it's subtle for sure. It's just all of this right here. I feel like that's better than before. Could be wrong. If there's any indicator, it's the back. So let's continue checking on that. Out of the struggle. Try to get a good one. Whew. All right, that's enough of that. out of here. Get some sleep. Go to work. Make a couple hundo. Oh, any of you guys that have been lifting for a decent while, and you have a shirt that's super old that you grew into and potentially have now grown out of, that's always cool. This shirt I probably had since 9th grade and went from being super loose to tight to being so old that it's a little bit loose again. But also I'm not as big as I used to be. So for a while, I couldn't even put this back on. Not that I'd rip it, just that it's not a compression shirt and it'll start to fit like one. But that's always super cool. This is one of those. 9th grade, weighing 130, making my way up to this being tight senior year. Pretty cool. Probably should have taken 4 years, but I was just always super skinny, hard gainer. That's it, guys. See you on the next one.